Hello everybody, I am Cecilia, and today I will be reviewing Rance IX, the Hellmanian Revolution. Currently, Rance IX is not officially out in English, but it has been licensed by Manga Gamer. I believe there is an interface patch available, but I didn't use it. I played it in Japanese, and I understood it for the most part. I could get the general gist out of everything that was happening. Oh, and don't worry, this review will be entirely spoiler-free. That's my general policy with things, so yeah. To begin with, we have the story, which is possibly the best that the Rance series has. It's also one of the darkest as well, seeing as it focuses a lot on political stuff. I'm not very good at describing things. To say Hellman is not the greatest nation to live in is a bit of an understatement. There are also various things that parallel real-life events, but that could be saved for another time in another video. There are also various things that parallel real-life events, but that could be saved for another time in another video. An interesting thing to note about this game is just how similar it is to another Alisoft game, Toto. In fact, at times, it feels like Rance IX is just a remake of Toto, but with different characters. That's not a bad thing at all, as I consider Toto to be one of Alisoft's best works. And Rance IX pays great tribute to it. In fact, I wouldn't have played Toto if it weren't for Rance IX. I do admittedly like Toto more, but really the only reasons why are the graphics, because I love Midnarkian's art so much, and also the music. Not to imply either are bad, because they aren't at all. Oh, believe me, this is one of my favorite Rance games. I'd say it's probably my third or fourth favorite. Really depends on my mood. So, let's now talk about the characters. The main character of the series is Rance. He's a brutal warrior who tends to be, well, let's just say he's perverted and leave it at that. However, it's interesting how Rance is honestly not that bad of a person in this game. I mean, he still does bad things, obviously, but it's really toned down. I actually like that about him. His story arc is one of the most interesting things of the series. While I do know quite a lot of people don't like him, and said people might get mad at me for saying my opinion, I will say that I do think Rance is a rather fun character, just as long as he's not doing bad things. Patton is arguably the second main character of 9, and I gotta say, he's awesome. He might actually be the best character in this game due to how much development he gets. Patton is a total bro. Like, seriously, he's a definition of a bro. Needless to say, he's a total badass, and I'd love to chill out with him. What's an eroge without heroines? An otome game? I don't know. Okay, why are you guys pinging me? Oh my gosh. Anyways, the first heroine to talk about is Russian Colette, and I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Russian is a girl who Rance saved from slave traders, and thus she then becomes his slave. Okay, I really should have turned off those notifications a while ago. Those were getting annoying. Anyways, Russian is a fairly kind and caring individual. She's also very naive and absolutely adorable, though she's also one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen in anything ever. Out of the characters newly introduced in this game, she was definitely my favorite. I just grew to love her a lot. Next is good old Kento Kanami. Kanami is a useless ninja, but she is absolutely adorable. I think that almost any fan of the Rance series likes Kanami. She's just such a charming character. One of the things I particularly like about her is just how great of a tsundere she is. Namely, the Type B tsundere, if I am using the term right. Seeing as in this game, she's definitely a lot more dere than she is soon in other games. I like that a lot, as it makes her seem much more realistic, and also makes it feel like she really is growing more attached to Rance. And I just really like that a lot. Kanami is tied with another character as my favorite heroine in this game. Said heroine is Maso Shizuka. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I've always just really loved Shizuka a lot. Her and Kanami seem to be the two fan favorite girls, and for a very good reason. They're both great. Like Kanami, she is also a tsundere, though Shizuka is of the type A variety. She starts out cold, but then she will later open up to the main character, in this case Rance. Shizuka is the best example of how to do this kind of character right. And it also really helps that cars in the background be quiet. It also really helps that she has a lot of development. In particular, she's really great in 9. I'd say out of all the heroine routes, hers is definitely my favorite. There was a particular scene with her that started to get me a bit teary-eyed, not gonna lie. Tilde Sharp is a member of the Lizas Royal Guards, and I think is one of the cutest characters in the series. She's also very... Oh my gosh, be quiet, alarm. Can you tell that I'm getting really tired right now, but I need to finish this? Anyways, Tilde is also very relatable, seeing as she's arrogant and her shortness was particularly relatable. Though now that I think about it, I actually think she's taller than me still. Anyways, Tilde is really likable. I think she's cute, and I'm a simple woman. If something's cute, I like it. Also, she's particularly beautiful in this game. She didn't look the best in Quest in that armor, though I do think she rocked it in 10. But 10 will be a different review for another day. Anyone watching this who's familiar with the Rance series probably knows of Tokugawa-sen already. She's one of the most popular characters in the series, especially because of Sengoku being so popular. And yeah, I think she deserves it for a reason. She's really likable. If you couldn't tell by the fact that her nickname is Senhime, which translates to Princess of War or War Princess, she loves battles. In fact, that's the reason she went to Helmand in the first place. Sen is a lot of fun, and I really like her interactions with Rance. Oh yeah, and to let it be known, she's a good foot soldier in Sengoku. Oh yeah, and as a side note, her H scenes are really hot. Miracle Toe is, literally me. Not only does she have that prideful thing that Tilde has, but she is also a huge chuny. And man oh man, could I relate to many of the things she was saying. Nonetheless though, Miracle is a very likable character. She's also very interesting, being one of, if not the greatest magic user alive today. Also, man does she rock that dress. I don't know, I always have really liked when characters wear clothes that are just really cute, or pretty, or both. It's like the inner girl in me that I try to repress coming out. Okay, that sounded really cringy actually, I don't repress it. I'm not gonna lie, I like pretty dresses and outfits. The last heroine is Pigooh Glissaman? I have no idea how to pronounce her last name at all. Anyways, while I do like Pigooh, and I do think she's a very cute character, she is admittedly the weakest of all the heroines. But being honest, it's hard to go up against all those other girls. Okay, Gelsium. I think that's how I pronounce it. At a young age, Pigooh was experimented on, and thus she is half Puyo? Puyo? I don't exactly remember what the name of the race was. Despite that, she is still very peppy and cheerful most of the time. She gets along quite well with Rance, seeing as they both have very similar personalities and their interactions are really cute. While I did think her route was somewhat lacking in comparison to the other girls' routes, the ending was just so sweet. The supporting cast for the most part is likable and interesting, and very great as well. Particular mention goes to Rick Addison, who is my second favorite character in the entire series. Hubert, Freak, Hanty, Patton, Orure, and Rolex are also really badass. Oh, and Storine and Lelukov? I think I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Oh, and Aristoteles. Minerva. I love Minerva. She's awesome. Great villain. I'm sorry, I'm just randomly coming up with names of characters on the spot. If I were to have any real complaints, though, it'd be Maria. Not saying she's a bad character, she's quite the opposite. She's really great. But she just gets kind of sidelined for most of the game. It's a real shame, since, like I said, she is quite likable. She did have this one really adorable scene, though, with Freak, if I remember correctly, so I guess I can't complain too much. I feel as if they gave her a pretty big role in 10, just to make up for the fact that she didn't do much in Quest 9. As for gameplay, it's what I like to call the Mama Toto style, being grid-based and where your characters move and attack enemies and stuff like that. Basically, the gameplay is just Mama Toto with some more polish. I don't have much more to say about it. I like that gameplay style a lot, and so I like the gameplay of this game a lot. I will admit, though, it took me a little while to realize just the fact that I had to grind. So I was pretty outclassed by enemies. Wait a minute, that happened in Mama Toto as well. Was that an intentional reference? I don't know. Probably not. When it comes to graphics, I have absolutely no complaints whatsoever. This might be Orion's best work, actually. First off, it's widescreen! Yay! I don't actually know if that's the term I'm supposed to use. I don't know stuff about computers or anything like that. Anyways, the designs are all really great, and they're full of color, and they're just so beautiful and vibrant, and very easily recognizable from each other. It's without a doubt one of the best looking games I've seen in my life. I'll admit, when I first started playing Rance IX, I wasn't too big into the music. The switch between Shade to, I believe, DJC++, if I'm correct, was honestly kind of a weird transition. However, I really feel as if I have to make a big apology to DJC++, as this soundtrack is really great. My particular favorite songs are Aristoteles' theme, My Glorious Days, obviously, Running to the Straight, and Justice. I will say though, Justice got so stuck in my head for so long, and who am I kidding, it's still stuck in my head to this day. That's a good thing though, because that song is awesome. Make sure you go into the soundtrack open-minded. Just because it isn't Shade doesn't mean it isn't also awesome. In conclusion, I highly recommend you check out Rance IX. However, if you can't read Japanese yet, it's best to wait for the English translation. Or you could always learn Japanese, which I would actually recommend more because you could read even more VNs, but I know a lot of people don't have the time to do that. Which I do understand. But if you can't read Japanese, once this comes out in English, get it immediately. You will not regret it. In the meantime, though, you should probably check out Mama Toto, since that is translated and is also very, very good and also really similar as well. That's all for now, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Bye-bye.